happy Memorial Day if you live in the United States, or even maybe Canada. I don't know if Canada has the same holiday as we have. I think they have something similar. I don't know if it falls on the same day, but if it does, happy Memorial Day to the Canucks, the Americans up north, and hi to everybody in general across the planet, across the galaxy, across the vast universe, from the flat Earth. I just got to go on my video real quick so I can answer any questions. So I have a topic today. I actually have a topic that I can talk about, something specific. But first I want to get to my video. And specific, yes. Now I can see the comments. Just want to say hi to the folks that just tuned in. Madeline, Angel, and Alex in Japan. Konnichiwa, Alex-san. Something like that. And Janice. Also, Janice has nothing to do this morning. So she decided to watch my channel. Thank you, Janice. The singing thing, it's still on, right? I can still go there and sing. Anyway, a topic for this morning. I actually have a topic. Usually I don't have one. So really quick. Comfort in the van. Different people have different ideas of what's comfortable. So what's comfortable for me may not necessarily be comfortable for you, and what's comfortable for you may not necessarily be comfortable for me. I'm comfortable in this van where I can't stand up, even though I wish I could. But for my circumstances, where I spend most of my time throughout the year, which is working, even though I'm not working today, but I need to be stealth. So my van looks like a construction van, and I can park it mostly anywhere. If I had a high-top van, at least 4 years ago when I bought mine, they weren't around as much, those high-top vans, and I wouldn't blend in as much. With this type of van, I blend in to the point where I never had a knock on my door so far. I could have one today, but specifically what I want to talk about today is the comfort of power, and that I'm not trying to be a dictator. I don't want that kind of power. I'm talking about power from this power from the sun. So the power that the sun, and when I say the sun, I have two meanings. I mean the sun, S-U-N, and the sun, S-O-N. The sun created the sun, and it's because of the sun that we have the sun and we have power. So the power that I have now is different from the power that I had a couple months ago, because I did some changes to my van. I'm not going to talk about anything specifically. I'll get to your comments in the question, or I get to your questions in a moment. I said it backwards. But I did some changes a couple months ago. I did it before I did Lydia's camper, but I'm going to post those videos afterwards. That was just an executive decision that we made. When I say we, my film crew and I did. So that was that decision. But I changed some of the stuff in my van. I changed the way I have power. It's different. I'm not going to specify what it is, but it's more power. I can tell you that. I have more power than I had before. And before, I had the power that I had because when I built my van, I had never done one of these things before. I never screw anything into a van. I never cut any piece of metal in a van. I never owned a van. I had a minivans, but I never owned a van. So everything was new to me, and I did it all by myself. The only thing I didn't do in this van, there was only a couple things I didn't do. I didn't physically apply the window tint because I didn't have the right tools and all that, and it's a pain. I went to someone to do that. I didn't do that. I didn't do my Webasto because the fuel tank had to be dropped. So I went somewhere to have that done. And they did that, but I told them, you can do that for me, but I will do the electrical. You're not going to touch the electrical stuff. I will do it. And they said, okay. So they dropped the tank. They drilled my. I mean, I asked them if they wouldn't allow me to film it. I wish I was there watching because, anyway, it's a long story. But I'm diverting here. Digressing. But I did the electrical for the Webasto. So only a couple things somebody else did in my van. Everything else I did. And at the time, I didn't know how much power I needed. So I was just assuming that I needed a certain amount of power. I had no idea. So I bought my Lifeline batteries that now I have given to Lidia. She's now the proud owner of 2 almost brand new Lifeline batteries, 125 amps each for a total of 250 amps. So that's what I had. And for a while I was happy with it. I had all the power I needed. Then I installed my Webasto. And with my Webasto, especially if it's cloudy, the day before, let's say at night, during the day it was cloudy. And then when I get to the nighttime, if I didn't charge up the batteries completely, then it wouldn't be enough sometimes, especially if I had to use it a couple days in a row. If, like on a day like today, if I wanted to sit in my van and just relax, because my van is my home, right? And whatever I park my van, there's my home, right? There's my backyard, my front yard, and my home. And if I wanted to sit here and relax and watch TV, and it's cloudy or raining, my power would be limited. If I wanted to do some editing on a computer and plug in the computer uses a lot of power. My power would be limited. So what I changed by adding more power now allows me, I'm at 12.8. I had my TV on most of the day yesterday with the inverter on, sucking up power, the TV sucking up power, the computer plugged in, and it was raining yesterday. I didn't have a lot of power coming in, and I'm still at 12.8. In the past, right now, I would be starving to get more power, right? My battery bank would be starving. So this is one of the things when I reach the point where I'll be posting my van builds. Eventually, I'm going to talk about more specifically, and that is how much power should you get. One of the things when I was thinking of doing my van on Cheap RV Living, on Bob Wells' website, on the forum, if you go there, I have my whole. That's how I started. Before I did YouTube, I started on Bob's site, and I did a thread for my van. The thread has a couple 100,000 views, I think, and I documented with pictures and then writing the progress of my van build. Because I didn't have a YouTube channel, I didn't think I was ever gonna have something like that. Didn't even cross my mind. So I didn't know how much power I needed, and when I went there on the forum, and I asked some questions, some of the advice, and I'm not saying it's wrong advice, but some of the advice that I got from people that know about solar stuff and battery banks and all that, a lot more than I do, because I don't know much. I only know a little bit. I'm no expert. My capacity to to know these things is very limited. I know what I know. I've done my stuff. I've done Lydia's stuff, but I'm no expert on battery this and floating and this. Okay, it's a lot of stuff. I don't know those things. So one of the advice that they give is that you shouldn't have more amps than you have watts. Okay, so watts is the solar panel, produces wattage, right? How many watts you have up there. And the amps is your battery bank. So the advice is that you should have less amps, right, than you have watts, because if you use all that power, you want to make sure that you replenish it and you have enough watts, enough solar power, solar panel power to replenish what you've used. And I went by that advice, and since I had a 325 watt solar panel, I thought, well, I should go with, since I need less, I'll get 250 amps of battery power. And I thought I was doing the right thing. I did the wrong thing. My advice is, here's the thing: if you consume a lot of power, if you the power that I have now, if you had that power and you consume it so much that you discharge all this power in one day, then you're going to be in trouble, because the next day your system will not charge it up. But the power that I consume is not enough to drain this new battery bank that I have. I mean, I had the TV on all day yesterday, almost all the whole day. I charged the computer. I had the vent running. I have refrigerators going. I have lights on. I have charging the phones, and I'm still 12.8. So there's no way I'm going to use enough power. And I knew that. I had a feeling for a couple years now that I should upgrade, because I knew that while I was working, right, the whole day, I'm not using any power. My solar panel is getting all this power from the sun, and my batteries are full because they have a limited capacity. And I'm wasting all that power. I always thought, if I have a bigger battery bank, then when I'm not using this power, when I'm working, my battery bank is collecting all this power from the sun. Even if I used a lot of that power during the previous day, the next day it's going to be charged up again. And I had this feeling that I should have improved. I should improve, and I should get something else. I should get more power. And I finally did. And now I'm happy that I did. I should have done that from the beginning. And if anyone is watching this and wants to build a battery bank and do solar panels and do all this stuff from scratch, my advice is this. Number one, get as many watts as you possibly can put on a roof. Okay, get as many solar panels, or the bigger solar panels, or as many watts as possible as you can possibly fit on your roof. That's the first advice. Second advice is get as many amps as you can afford and you can fit in your vehicle. Okay, so you don't want to go crazy. You don't want to get 1,000 watts of solar, let's say, if you could fit that on your roof, and then you don't want to get like 2,000 amps of battery power, because that's going to be a massive amount of weight. So you have trade-offs. Okay, I can tell you that the new battery bank that I have is very heavy. So the more you get, the more heavy you're going to be. If you have a vehicle that can take the weight, fine. If you don't, then it's a trade-off. But you want to get as much as you possibly can, even if you never use it. Because even if you never use it, it means that you can use whatever you want, and then you're still going to be good. You're not going to be starving for power. And that's the problem that I was having before. My battery bank was enough, but if I turned on the TV for more than a few hours, my bank would be starving, especially on a cloudy day. If I turn on my Webasto and the previous day was cloudy and my battery bank was not properly charged up, it would be starving. So this was the best thing I did. I'm going to be more specific more in the videos to come once I start doing my van build. Maybe towards the end I'll do a specific video about this, how, you know, my advice at least is, or from my experience so far, is that get as much as you possibly can, and don't be afraid to have more amps than you have watts, okay? Because like in my case, I have more amps than I have watts. My battery bank is almost full. I can use all the power I want, and I just cannot drain this system. It's like it doesn't even make a dent. The lowest I've been was like 12.7, I think, and that's full. That's a full battery. So I've talked enough. Let me go through your if you have any questions. I know some showed up. I couldn't really read them. So let's see. Madeline, do you have air conditioning in there? No, I don't have air conditioning. See, that's the limitation. There's only so much you can have. Okay, there's only so much you can run on a battery bank. Anything that's 110 volt is going to suck up a lot of power. So battery air conditioning, I don't have one, but I have something. I've hinted at this in the past. I have something that I'm going to use this summer. It's going to be an experiment, something similar to what I had in the past. So if you go to my past videos, you'll see that I had something that I used. I was using, I don't know if I was filming back then. I don't remember, but I used something in the past. So I'm going to have something for this summer. It's not an AC, but it's something. So you got to stay tuned. Stay tuned. Lloyd says, good morning, Lewis. Happy Memorial Day. My mom built B-17 Super Fortress bombers in World War II, and my dad fought against the Fortress Europe, the Nazis, for 14 months after landing on D-Day in World War II. God bless. Well, thank you for thank you to your dad and your mom for their service. As I've said many times, we have freedom in this country, but freedom isn't free. Freedom comes at a price. And the price is that many people are willing to give up their lives so that the rest of us have freedom. And that's been since the beginning of this country. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, especially the younger generation, that thinks that freedom happens in a vacuum, that they just have freedom because they have freedom, and they deserve freedom, and they deserve everything that's given to them. We deserve nothing, but we have it because people fought and died so that we could be free today. So thank you very much. Janice says, and you can get into parking garages. Yes, I think, have I tried going in a parking garage? I don't think I have. But I think I could fit because, well, it depends on the garage. And to tell you the truth, I didn't write it down, and I forget exactly how tall my van is. So that is something I should do. Get a tape measure and measure again, and then write it somewhere so I won't forget, and know exactly how tall I am, because I think that's important. I know some garages I probably could fit in, and that's always in the back of my mind, especially, let's say, if there's hail predicted for my area, or if it starts hailing and I'm near a parking garage, I can go in there and be safe from that. So I think some parking garages I can go into, some I may not, because I might be too tall. Jolly. Happy Memorial Day, Lewis, and good morning. Good morning, Jolly. Happy Memorial Day. Traveling Robert. How you doing, Robert? Hello there. Happy Memorial Day. Hi, Robert. Robert, he was talking the other day on his live video, and I did a little commenting there. And we might, if I told Robert, if you come up here to the Northeast, come and knock on the door or ring the doorbell, and we'll do something. So, Traveling Robert, if you come up here, just let me know. I might be working, so if you, most likely I'll be working except the weekends, and it depending on which weekend I may have my kids. So I guess if you come up here, we could maybe talk about it beforehand, and then maybe do something. That would be cool. Traveling Robert, if you don't know, he travels around, and his name is Robert. That's the Traveling Robert. So go watch him, and he does a lot of traveling and goes all over the place. And I think he's going to Scandinavia, I think, or one of those countries. He's going to the North Pole. He's gonna try to find Santa. Listen, Robert, Santa isn't real, so you're gonna be disappointed, buddy. My RVing adventures. Hello, Lewis. How's the... You won something. I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was. Something that I gave away recently, and my RVing adventures won. So forgot what it was. I can't remember. Oh, the microfiber towels. Yes. Robert says hello, Lewis. Hi, Robert. Bodyworks Athletics. What do you mean? Who's on my roof? It's watts and who's and amps and ohms and all that stuff. A lot of lingo that I don't understand, but I tried. Tony M. Hi, Lewis. Did you say you are doing a van build? No, I'm not doing a van build. I did an upgrade on my van. So those videos will be coming up. I did an upgrade in multiple parts. So in different things, but mostly related with power. So those videos will be coming up. Tuco829 says, good morning, Lewis, from Long Island, New York. Good morning, Tuco. I'm not far from Long Island, New York. Nothing personal. I don't like Long Island. I've been there a few times, and it's like one way to go in, one way to come out. You are stuck there. I don't know. I mean, I've never been to the end of the island. I've gotten close, but I don't know, man. I mean, probably a beautiful place to live, but you are stuck there. It's like the only way to get out of there is by boat, if you have to. So, I don't know. I feel, every time I go to Long Island, I feel trapped. I feel trapped in that place. I don't know why, but I haven't been there in many years. So, maybe things have changed. I don't know. You tell me how you feel living there. Do you feel trapped in? Do you feel like, I don't know. I mean, I do feel trapped in. Sustainable Homes Communities says, hey. Sal Suarez, howdy from Texas. Howdy, Sal. How's Texas doing? Texas, I haven't seen Texas yet. I have 5 states in the South. 5 states in the South that I haven't seen, that probably on my list for this coming year. I got, so I've been through Alabama, so we got Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma and Texas I haven't seen yet. So coming up, I might go through Texas one day. Angel Valentino, I see your Golden Gate Bridge video. I seen your Golden Gate video more than 50 times. Wow, man. So that's where I'm getting all the views from. Wow, 50 times. That's cool. And all I do is like drive over it, drive back, and then I stopped. And it was cool. I mean, I wish I had more time to stay there, but look, at the time that I did my trip around the country, I was doing that trip thinking that I was going to come back by the end of March and then begin work like right at the beginning of April. I did all that thing rushing around, and I came back by the end of March, and I didn't start work until 3 months later. So I should have stayed out there longer. Angel Valentina, when you touch the Pacific and the giant trees, yeah, that was, I've never touched the Pacific. It's a long story. I had been in LA at the airport in 92, and I went to Australia, to Sydney, and I went to Honolulu, and oddly enough, I never touched the Pacific. I never walked to the water and touched the Pacific. So this, when I went out west and I touched the Pacific in California, that's the first time that I actually walked on the sand and touched the waters of the Pacific. So that was pretty cool. It was very exciting. Kang VBC, are you out of Timmy's? No. I'm not out of Timmy's. Who told you I'm out of Timmy's? I got all stocked up. I was out of Timmy's. Oh, the smell. I just had Timmy's this morning. I love Timmy's, but I have to tell you that the beans smell better than when you actually make the coffee. The coffee that you make does not actually smell like the beans. The beans give you a different smell, but I love Timmy's. And I'm all stocked up. And I'm not far from a Timmy's coffee shop. And I was actually there yesterday morning and the day before in the morning. So yes, the microfiber tiles, my RVing adventures. Bob is with us here today. My life in 75 square feet. Hi, Lewis. How you doing, Bob? Are you up in Maine yet? Bob was traveling from Florida too, but different route, and he's going up to, or maybe he's going to see his mom. His mom, I don't know if I can say it, but yeah. So Frank V, happy Memorial Day, Lewis. Long Island Beach, New Jersey. Happy Memorial Day, Frank. I'm in New Jersey too right now. I'm probably not far from Long Island Beach, so yeah. Angel Valentino, bring Van Jones. Oh, he's down in the basement. He's relaxing. He needs his beauty sleep, so he does a lot of sleeping. He does a little bit of acting once in a while. Other than that, it doesn't help me much. He's just like a dead weight. You know, I'm wasting so much fuel with this guy, you know, in my basement, but what can I do? Bob is in Fun Boone, North Carolina. Okay. Fun Boone. I never heard of that before. Oh, from Boone. Is in Boone, North Carolina. So anybody in Boone, North Carolina, let me know. Tuco829. Yes, I do and know exactly what you mean. One way in and one way out. It's horrible. So you do agree it's horrible. Especially, I mean, if you are just living in a Long Island and you don't have to get out, I guess it's fine, right? But if you need to get out, holy moly. I'm glad I don't live there. I'm glad I don't work there. Robert, I don't know about solar. Might pick up your brain a little. That's fine. You can pick my brain whenever you want. I always try to answer whenever I can. So just if you have any questions, just ask. Probably the easiest way is to email. I get a lot of emails, so it might take a while to get to it, but eventually I'll try to get to everybody's email. So Fridge, what's up everyone? Happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, Fridge. How's it going over there? Barbara S. Jackson, hello from DC. I drove by DC, but I didn't stop. I've been in DC. I went there and I walked around in 94, I think. But since then, I have not been back to walk around. I don't know. I'm afraid to go there, and certain places I'm afraid to go and leave my van and walk around. I don't want to come back and have just an empty shell. So I don't know. But I should go back. Maybe find a place where I can park and pay and then walk around and film DC. That would be cool, I think. Because I was there, but I took pictures. I didn't really film anything. But this time around, definitely I would go film and do some stuff. Bob Flemings. Hi Lewis from Middletown, PA. Hi Bob, Middletown, PA. That's not far from where I usually go, I think. I think it's called, it's in the east, right? Middletown, PA. Michelle, hi Lewis from Tennessee. Where did you get the reverse print t-shirt? LOL. Love your personality and your faith in God. The reverse print t-shirt. 1 second. Wow. Maybe because I just had breakfast, but my mouth feels so dry. Usually I can talk for hours and I don't feel the need for water, but what reverse print t-shirt? The one I have. This one? This I made that. This is I drew this myself. So I didn't buy it. I bought the t-shirt and then I wrote that myself. Actually, I should turn off my inverter because I'm not using right now. I'm still at 12.8, but I'm not using it. So Kang BC, when you are driving to Vancouver, BC, you can get Timmy's 24 hours a day. Well, I should go to Vancouver, BC, but I have Timmy's over here by me. But yeah, if I go up there, definitely I won't be running out of Timmy's anytime soon. Which could be good or bad, you know. If I drink 1 cup a day. That's all I drink. I'm not one of those people that constantly needs to have a mug in their hands. You know what I'm talking about, Mark? Mark and Mona, if you're watching this, I don't need to walk around with my mug in my hand all day long drinking coffee. I enjoy a cup of coffee in the morning with breakfast. Sometimes I may have 2, but on very rare occasion do I have more than 1. Rob and Kimmy, shake. Good morning, Lewis. Good morning, Robin. Kimmy. Sal Suarez. Message retracted. I don't know what you said, Sal. Angel and Valentino says, thanks for replying to our comments, Lewis. Well, you're very welcome. That's what I'm here for. I know sometimes I talk a lot and I don't have time to go through all the comments, but I try. I do the best I can. Oh, I can say it. Okay, so Bob's mom is in the hospital, and Bob is trying to go towards Pittsburgh, where Mom is. So I hope the best for your mom, Bob. I hope everything goes well. So just keep me posted, and yeah, drive safe too. Sal Suarez. Well, Lewis, come on over and have a good time. It's very hot and humid, but have cool places to see here in Houston. Love the videos. Keep up the good work. God bless. Yeah, that's a problem. I have humidity over here in New Jersey too. Today is nice, but in the come summertime, we can have very hot days and very humid, and that takes a toll, you know, especially when I work outside all day long in the heat and humidity, and a lot of times the machines I work with don't have air conditioning, and so I'm getting all that heat from the machine and dust, and then I have to live in my van with no AC. So it is, if I can avoid humidity, I will avoid humidity at all costs. So I'm not sure about going there in the summer. Might go there in the winter. Lloyd Bob, having been to Hawaii, what do you think about the Kilauea volcano eruption? I was just there on a layover from Sydney, Australia to LAX. So I didn't walk. I wasn't outside. I can say I was in Hawaii, but I was there for a few hours. So I didn't have a chance to walk around. So I did see things from the airport, but that was about it. Yeah, so I mean, it's the only thing I have to say is people chose to live on an island that's also a volcano, and it's been active, or parts of the different volcanoes have been active for as long as people live there. So I mean, it's a risk that people take, right? I mean, you go and you live in a place where you get a lot of hurricanes. It's a risk you take. You go live somewhere where you have a lot of tornadoes. It's a risk you take. You go live where you have mudslides. It's a risk you take. I mean, it's a risk that people take, right? I mean, well, you can't stop a volcano from erupting. So yeah, so hopefully it doesn't get worse, but I mean, I can't imagine the whole island having to be evacuated. But if it comes to that scenario, I mean, what else are you going to do? It's you either die or you leave. So Bob Fleming's is near Hershey, PA. Okay, I drove by Hershey last week or the week before. I drove by Hershey, so I thought of going to Hershey, but then they go, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna keep driving. So I didn't go to Hershey, but my kids have been there on a school trip, so that's cool. Bob, Ruth McCool, hey, just love your videos. Hello from Mississippi. Hi, Ruth. I've never been to Mississippi, but as I said earlier, that's my plan, is to cross and complete the next 5 states. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 5 states in the south to complete the southern part of the United States. Then all I have is Washington, Nebraska, North Dakota, and a couple other states. So the map is almost completed. It's getting there. But I don't want to go to Mississippi just to complete my map. I want to go to Mississippi just so I can put a sticker on them. Okay, I want to complete the map. Fine. Little Devil. Hi, Lewis. Happy Memorial Day. Hi, Lil. Jim Spath. How you doing, Jim? Hey, Lewis. I'm drinking my Timmy's. Good for you, Jim. I had my Timmy's this morning. I hooked Jim up on Timmy's, so now he can't. I should buy stock in Timmy's. You know, I really should buy some Timmy's stock because I'm losing here. I should be making a lot of money from this stuff. GG Regs, you retracted your message, so I can't read it. Madeline Highland, I am back in Wiki Wachi. My dad was in the hospital, but home now and well. Hot and humid here with lots of rain. Madeline, we missed you a few times. Maybe next time I go down to Florida, we can meet up and say hi. That's not far from where we go sometimes. So, yeah, hope the best for your dad. Hope everything is well. And sorry to hear about that. Janet Janet Clement in or near Dumfries, Virginia. Lewis, I would imagine you and Lydia are an item, correct? You make such a wonderful match. Janet, what gave you that clue? Was it I who gave you the clue? Hush, hush, mush, mush, Janet. Yes, as everybody can assume that by now, I mean, it was a hush, hush, mush, mush for a while because we didn't want to make a big deal out of it, but yes. Angel and Valentina, I'm going to buy your van one day. You're going to buy my van one day? Well, and then he says, you can make another one for yourself. Not for a while. This van has to serve a purpose for a while, so maybe in the future I would build something I can stand up in, but right now this is, look, even if I could, okay, even if I had an offer to buy this van and a good offer that would pay for all the work I did in here and everything, I probably still won't sell it because there's a lot of work in here. I spent a couple summers building everything in here, and I worked through the spring, and I did it also in the winter. I did stuff, and all this work, I mean, this took hours and hours. It took countless hours. I don't even know how many hours because I never wrote them down, but for me to do all this again, it's, you know, right now I got to a point where I'm enjoying my home. Okay, I spent all my available time, most of my available time, building this for 2 years. The past couple of years, I've just been enjoying living in here. I don't want to do another build for myself anytime soon, unless I had to. But yeah, it's just a lot of work, you know. When all your free time goes into constant work, and then you're done with your work, and then you have to go to work on Monday, and then you work, and then yeah, it's just a lot of work overall. GG Regs, good morning from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee in the Great Smoky Mountains. Your videos are very informative, enjoyable, and entertaining. God bless. God bless you. Well, thank you very much, Gigi. I don't know if you are a he or a she, but doesn't matter. Thank you very much. And I do what I do. I just do what I do. If it comes across as funny, great. If hopefully it's informative, and I just do the best I can. So thank you very much from the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. And actually, I just drove by there recently, so you should have said something. I could have stopped and said hi, but you didn't say anything, so I couldn't stop. But I just drove by the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee not long ago. You're welcome, Janet. Randy Freital, safe travels, Lewis. See you next year at the meetup. Yes, we are planning on having another meetup next year. We don't know where we're gonna have it. We had a place that could fit a couple hundred people, but that fell through because it's going to be occupied, so we can't use it. But we're going to try to find some place. Maybe we'll find the same place, and maybe we'll pay for the whole thing, and then we'll just get reimbursed by whoever shows up. And maybe we can then, maybe by getting the whole thing, maybe they'll allow dogs in there, because that's a problem we had at the last place we were at. They didn't really allow dogs. I mean, if the dog was on a leash and quiet and everything, they were okay with it. But so maybe if we get the whole thing, and if they tell us yeah, it's fine to have dogs, then we'll go there. If not, we'll have to find another place. But we'll definitely try to have another meetup this coming winter. We just don't know where yet. Robin Skimmy. Robbie just deleted the message. Everybody's retracting their messages. You don't want me to see your message? 2 people in a row wrote the message and then retracted. I can't read it if you retract your message. Robert says, see ya later, safe travels. I got to get back to work on the van. Well, Robert, safe travels on your van, safe work on your van. Remember, safety first. Use your goggles. Be careful with power tools. All that stuff. So just go at it, but be careful. Frank V. Weather is not good here at LBI in New Jersey. Light rain at this moment. Atlantic Ocean rough today. Well, it's pretty much like what I have here. I have clouds. I don't think it's raining yet. I don't think they were calling for rain, maybe just some clouds, but you just wait, and it's going to be hot in a few weeks, and it's going to be humid, and you're going to have all that stuff. Carl Huckle, Carl from West Virginia. Well, will you be going to the RTR next year? I might be going to the RTR. I don't know yet. At this point, I don't want to go without Lidia, and Lidia has she has her uncle in a home, in a nursing home. So depending on how he is doing at the time, we might be able to go, but yeah, it depends on that, basically. So if he's doing okay, then we might be able to go there. But if I go to the RTR, that means I'm going out west. So if I'm going out west, The RTR is not my focal point. I'll go to the RTR for maybe a day or two or three, depending. But then my focal point, or mine and Lydia's focal point, will be different places out west, not the RTR. The RTR will be a stepping stone. Will be one of the places we're going to visit. I've been wanting to go to the RTR since I started building my van in 2014, when the RTR was just a few people, and then it has grown from a few people to a few thousand. So now it's beginning to get to the point where it just might be too much for my taste. But we do have plans on going there. It all depends on family. Randy says that the state campground just up the road from the last one has hot showers and electrical. Yes, it does. But the reason we didn't choose that one is because the one we chose was cheaper. So that's why we chose that one. We thought it would be more affordable for people to go there. But we can pick something more expensive. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what... maybe Lydia and I will do like a video asking people if they're interested in coming, what they would prefer. Do they prefer something more primitive and cheaper, or something with showers and a little bit more expensive? So to me, I'm fine either way. But GG Regs, thanks. That would have been great. Hope to meet you another time. Well, Gigi, you gotta see all my videos. If you see the videos, then you'll be in a loop, because I posted a video saying, you know, here's my travel plans, and you missed that. So shame on you, Gigi. You gotta watch those videos, because yeah. So, but it's okay. Next time, there's always next time. We'll meet again. We'll meet sometime. Next time. Rob and Kimmy, Shake. When you travel the interstate and to eat at a restaurant, do you have a favorite like Waffle House or IHOP? I've never been inside a Waffle House. And I go to IHOP once in a while, but usually if I'm by myself, I just cook. When I travel with Lydia, sometimes I like just to take Lydia out and we try different places. But when I'm by myself, I rather just buy the food and cook it myself. I mean, I don't go around eating different places. Meadow and Highland, we stay at my dad's and don't bring the RV, but maybe we can come for a day at the meetup. Yeah, we had people. We had Jennifer and Jeff, I believe. I don't know if they're watching, but if you're watching, I had Jennifer and Jeff. They came just to meet us there. Jerry, he came just to say hi for a few hours. We had Wayne. Wayne came 2 different days to say hi. So yeah, you don't have to stay there. You can just come and say hi. You just contact us, and then we'll let you know where we are. And yeah, anyone's free to come and say hi. That would be great. Bob Flemings, I can't wait till I start my van life. You taught me a lot. Well, Bob, you're very welcome. And I hope you are successful in what you do. I just do it because I had to, and then I went from having to do it to loving to do it. I wish I could stand up, and I've always said that. I love my van. I love the way I have it designed. I have never changed anything in here. If you see my videos, it's basically the same thing. I've added some new stuff, I didn't change the way it is. I love it the way it is. It's functional. But I've always said I wish I could stand up. So yeah, that's one of the things. So when you make your van, I'm assuming you're going to wait until you retire and then you're going to do that. My advice to you is get a van that's reliable. Okay, so it seems to me that out of all the vans out there, the Chevys are the most reliable. So get something that's reliable, and get something that you are comfortable in. So, and your comfort is not the same as my comfort. So get something that you are comfortable in, and then you'll be happy. If you like to stand up and walk around, definitely get a high-top van so you can walk around. If I had a van like Bob, something I thought of getting in the beginning when I was choosing a van, I could walk 5 steps, at least 5 steps, 5 long steps from my bed to this partition here. And that changes your whole world, because you can stand up, you cook standing up, you do your thing, and then you can sit down and move around. So do something that you're going to be comfortable in, and you're not going to regret it. And when you get your solar and you get your batteries, get as much solar power as you can, and as much battery amps as you can, and you are not going to regret it. That's my advice to you. Madeline Highland, spell check made different words, so I had to delete message. Oh, okay. That happens sometimes. You type one thing and then the spell check unchecks everything you wrote. Janet Lewis, where do your parents live? My parents are living in Europe. My parents moved to Portugal, and they've been living there. They're going to come here, I think, this June or July. They came last winter, but I wasn't up here. I was in Florida. But they're going to come again June or July. So, but that's what they moved back to. They have land there, and yeah, they seem to be happy there. So I haven't been back for over 30 years. I never went back, actually. So yeah, that's where they live. James Norris, Becky's homestead thinks van dwellers are gross and stupid. Let's pay her a visit. No, let's not pay her a visit. Everybody has different opinions. Let them have their opinion. Doesn't affect me. I mean, I'm sure my opinion of somebody else doesn't affect them either. So yeah, I would just ignore that. So Bob Van Dweller. Bob, you keep changing your name. Okay, so Bob Van Dweller. Bob, good morning from Idaho. Good morning, Bob. I once was driving in Idaho, and while I was driving through Idaho, Van Jones jumped out of the van and he caught a bag of wild potatoes. Wild Idaho potatoes. You should see that video. Those things were like just running around, and Van Jones went after it and he caught that wild bag of Idaho potatoes. It's amazing. You should see that video. Bead window 07. I would eat grocery store food. It's cheaper and better anyways. You're talking about versus eating in a restaurant. Yes. I don't think I drove from Florida through Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and I don't know if I stopped any place to eat besides what I cooked. I can't recall. I don't think I did. So I rather, if I can, I rather cook myself and eat. Sometimes it's unavoidable, especially when there's like a Popeyes right next where you parked. Because yesterday when I parked, it just happened that there was a Popeyes right next to me. So they were calling my name, you know. Lewis parked in the parking lot next to us. Come on in. We have chicken for you. So that was my dinner yesterday. But I hadn't eaten Popeyes, you know, quite a while. So once in a while, it's okay. Now, if you go out every day to eat cheeseburgers and more cheeseburgers and more cheeseburgers, that can't be good for you. That's just terrible. Beat window 07, and third parties don't spit in it. Yeah, I mean, if you get the cook upset or the waitress, yeah, that's why if my food isn't done properly, I rather just say, okay, I don't want to eat it. Don't bring me anymore, because you never know. They bring the food back to fix it, and then they go, oh yeah, we'll fix it for you. There you go. All good now. Yeah, I rather just leave without eating than have something fixed. Bruce Turner. Love the sausage, egg, and cheese hash browns bowls at Waffle House, smothered with onions. Yum. I would eat it without the sausage. I usually, when I go somewhere, and like me and Lydia, we went to what is it called? Denny's, and they have this skillet, this cast iron skillet with food in it, obviously. And usually it comes with sausage or other meats, and I just tell them take the sausage out. And actually, when we went there the last, I'm sorry, that was with my kids. I took my kids to Denny's, and I had turkey bacon instead of regular turkey or regular bacon or sausage. So, but I rather cook myself, you know. It's cheaper too. I mean, you save a lot of money if you cook yourself. The minimalist nomad. Is adding a high top an option so that you can stand? Yes. I could add a high top to my van. It's not very expensive, but I'm not going to do it. I've said it many times that I won't do that, mainly because for me to add a high top to my van, okay, I'm going to lose this. I'm going to lose this, the work that I did. I'm going to use my roof rack and possibly my solar panel because it might not fit on the new roof. I might lose all my cabinets because they need access to cut the rooftop, to cut the roof of my van. So all this work that I did that took me a couple of years, a couple summers to do, all the countless hours that I put in my van would go to waste just so that I could stand up. And I'm not willing to do that. I'm fine in here the way I am. I'm very comfortable. I do wish I could stand up, but I'm not going to sacrifice all the work I put in here for the sake of standing up. In the future, if I get a different van, then I will do that. I'll either get a van like mine, put a hot top on it, or I'll get a high top van. But I'm not going to do that to my van. There's no way I'm going to do it. I have many hours, countless hours over here on my van. Every single piece that you see here, every single piece, it was measured and remeasured. It was cut, then it was sanded 3 times. It was cleaned. It was stained. Then it was sanded. It was cleaned again. It was, I used a Wypon poly 3 times, sanding in between each coat. I have a lot of work invested in here. There's no way I'm gonna cut through I'm gonna waste any of this. So I'm making a long story short. The short story is I'm not gonna do it because I'm not gonna waste all the work I did. Janet, such a level-headed answer. I don't know. Oh, I think I went ahead of myself, but I don't know what that was for. I'm sorry. I talk, and I don't know what that was for, but I think I went ahead of the questions here. Jude W. Hi, Jude. I know in a live video without Lidia or the dog to scare you, won't do it, Louis, but I'm prepared just in case now. I know in a live video without Lidia or the dog to scare you. You're saying that that I can scare you like with the zapping videos. Well, a live video is different. You know, it's stuff can still happen. Just be on your toes. Be ready because you never know what could happen. Where am I? Okay. Kang VC, can you make another Road Pro crockpot video, Louis? As soon as I make another crockpot meal, I can film that. Yes, I haven't used it in a while, but now I have all the power I need. At work, I can throw some stuff in there at lunchtime, and by the time I'm done with work, I have a nice meal. So that's probably coming up. Ruckus, 12,000 Ruckus. High top van is not very stealth, though it would draw, thought it would draw more attention and be subject to more parking restrictions. I tend to agree a little bit that I think the high top vans are not as stealthy as low top vans, but 4 years ago when I bought mine, high top vans were not very much prevalent on the roadways. Today there's a lot more high top vans. So today you can blend a lot better than you could 4 years ago. But I still think, and I agree with you, that a van like mine blends in a lot better than a high top van. So yes. Bob Flemings, thank you, Louis. You are an awesome dude. I don't know what you're thanking me for. But you are welcome. Something I said, I don't remember specifically what I said, so I talk a lot sometimes. But you are very welcome. I'm assuming it's something related to something I said, probably. But you are very welcome. Thank you. James Norris, I mean making a video in response to Becky's homestead. I don't know who Becky's homestead is. I don't know what the video is about. I mean, I guess people can make videos about how people in homesteads are this and that. I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna, I don't know who Becky is. I'm sure she's a nice lady. I'm not gonna, I don't make videos specifically about certain people saying stuff about them. That's not what I do. So Judy Zimshad, why do you think most have the history and not only current meaning or true history of Memorial Day wrong, and that most military cringe when hearing thank you for your service? Um, I don't know. I would think people would be happy if they're thanked for their service. I mean, most people that go into the service, at least for the history of this country, they've done so voluntarily. I know there's been drafts at certain times, but most people do it voluntarily, so they know what they're getting into. But I mean, if some do not like being thanked, then, you know, it's their problem. I think most people would like a thank you rather than not being thanked, rather than having the opposite of a thank you. So I think it's just common sense. And Shadow Wolf. Hey there, sir. Just checking in. Really enjoyed seeing you doing the solar install. Well, thank you very much. It's not finished yet. That cow still has a lot more mowing to do. A little bit more. It's not quite done yet. But thank you very much. Jude W. James, they do and say silly that you probably responding to somebody else. You are probably responding to somebody else. So sorry about that. Oh, James. Okay, James is James Norris. I just realized who James was. It says, hi, I'm the van lifer that stopped you for road construction in West Virginia. Yeah, so I camped, those videos are coming up, but I camped in West Virginia for a whole day. I parked there I was there about a day and a half. So almost 2 days, if you really count. But anyway, when I was leaving a couple miles up the road, there's James with his stop sign. You know, I am the guy with a stop sign, you stop. And I almost didn't stop. I thought of gunning it, but then I'm like, I'll just stop this time, darn it. So, and then James noticed that I had a solar panel. See, when you live in a van, you notice things that normal people don't notice. So James was already spotting my van roof. You know, he saw there was probably a solar panel up there, and yeah, solar panel, vent, all that stuff. So when you live in a van, you notice these things. I noticed that before 2012, when I first began thinking of living in a van, before that, I didn't know I could walk past a van like that and not even think about it twice. But as soon as I became aware of it, then I could spot those vans. So that's the thing. When James spotted me and we talked for a couple of minutes, and then he turned the sign around and he says, go. And see, I work in construction, James, and I don't know if you know that by now by seeing my videos, but I work with heavy equipment, so I've done a lot of road works and all that stuff. So, and through all my years of working and driving around, I have never seen a vehicle specific like you guys had. There was a vehicle there that made a U-turn, almost got stuck in a ditch, and then drove back the way I was going when James turned the sign around for me to go, and the car, the pickup truck or the SUV had in the back a sign that says, follow me. And at first I was in the right lane and he was in the left lane, and I'm driving and I'm looking at it and I'm like, nobody told me anything. I've never seen this before. But I think I have to follow this guy because I had never seen that before. I mean, I've never seen someone do that where when they have one lane closed. So that was unique. I almost didn't follow the guy, but I'm like, maybe I should follow this guy. So that was funny. Anyway, I digress. Judith, Judith Harp. Now, why Judith? Why did you get such a hard name for me to pronounce? Judith Harpfige. Harpfige. Envy your freedom. My kids would never allow me to wander. LOL. Judith, why not? If your kids are grown, if you look, I don't know your situation, but so many women out there are doing something similar to what I'm doing. You want to do it, you just do it. You know, you want to go out there and see the country, just do it. You're not going to see the countries, you know, being in your comfortable place. You just have to go out there and do it. You know, and there's a lot of women doing it, and women have lots of women with specific websites and groups for women, so you can go there, ask questions, and I think you would love it. Laska, I don't know if it's Laksa or Yaksa. 727. Hey Lewis, happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, 727. I'll call you 727 for short. The Minimalist Nomad, thanks for answering. I follow you from the very beginning of your journey. Have changed my name a few times, but still watch from the cut. Well, thank you very much. I don't know if you want to say, but what was the name that you had before? Maybe I'll remember it, but if you don't want to say it, perfectly fine. Just hush, hush, mush, mush. Judy is... Look, somebody is writing in Chinese. Look, if you want to say something, you have to say it in English so that everybody can understand. So if I'm going to leave it alone for now, but actually I'm not going to leave it alone. I'm going to put the user in timeout. I apologize. I'm not going to ban you from the channel. I'm just going to put you in timeout. I'm going to delete your comments because I'm sorry. I know people all over the world watch, but you can't come here and write stuff in languages that nobody understands. Okay, and you writing it in Chinese or whatever this is, nobody knows what's in there. I don't know what's in there, so can't have that. You want to write something, do it in English so I can understand and other people can understand. Ruckus 12,000. Where's my Timmy's? Right here in my cabinet, safe and locked away. Nobody's going to take it from me. Laksa or 727 for short. I finally got my van converted and I'm totally happy with a normal size because I don't live in it for now. So you have a normal van like mine. Okay, so look, whatever makes you comfortable, that's what you got to get. So also 727 says Miami is cloudy today. How's the weather? My weather here is cloudy too. The weather that you're getting, it's coming up north and we are getting it too. So cloudy today and with a chance of meatballs. All right, Judy has to go. Ruckus 12,000. Giving the growing amount of marijuana legalization. Is it okay for Christians to smoke? I don't smoke. You're asking the wrong guy. I don't smoke. I have never done any drugs in my life. So you have to ask that to somebody else. that's not my thing. So, baby doll, God made marijuana and he does not make mistakes. Well, marijuana is a plant. I mean, there's a lot of plants. Just because it's a plant, it doesn't mean it's good for you to eat it. God also created all mushrooms, and some mushrooms are poisonous. You could say you can eat them, but then you're going to die real quick. So just because something is vegetable or natural doesn't mean it's good for you. So that's my take on it. Baby doll, happy Memorial Day to you, sir. You don't have to call me sir, but thank you very much. Happy Memorial Day to you. Janice asks, will Lydia come to see you? Hush, hush, mush, mush. She will try, but she has her uncle there, so you know, it's a trip. It's over 1,000 miles, so she will try. Maybe we'll go halfway like we did last year, but I don't know yet. It all depends on you know, it depends. Bob Flemings, thanking you for your knowledge in your videos, and I'm not retired yet. Well, you're very welcome. I don't have great amounts of knowledge, but whatever little knowledge I have, I'm happy to pass that along. It's something I don't want to keep bottled up for myself. I pass it along just like I learned in the beginning from, you know, from different people. So I'm happy to pass it along. Bob Weiss. Well, hello, are you home? Yes, I am home. You see my home? I'm always home. Sully and Jack in our camper van. Sully and Jack in our camper van. Hi, Lewis. I enjoy watching your videos and watch some of you working on Lydia Solar. I have a question related to solar. Is there an email I can email you at? Well, yes. Every video that I post, if you go below the video, in the description below, I have all the information there, including my email address. So go to one of my videos, watch the whole video, and even the commercial too. And then after you do all that, scroll down below to the comment, to the information below the video, and there's my email, and you can shoot me an email. Okay, the minimalist nomad says, I was the unencumbered nomad. So you were unencumbered and then you became minimalistic. Cool. I remember the name. It's amazing. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of people that have commented. And I remember most names and icons. You know, if you comment more than a few times, I will remember. I may forget after a while, but I will remember. Judith says the 50 was just an accident. I don't understand what the 50 is. Oh, maybe the 5th after the name. Maybe it's Judith Harp. Okay, so maybe your name is Judith harp, and then you have the FFYYJ at the end, and that was an accident. Okay. So Judith is 70, and it's going to be 70, and that's why they don't allow her to wander. Listen, Judy, if you are well physically and mentally, there's no reason for you to not to go. There's lots of people out there in their 70s and 80s and doing this. So don't be sitting home all day long thinking you are too old. You're never too old to do this stuff. You know, if you are strong enough physically and mentally, and you're well capable of doing those decisions, don't let your kids tell you you can't do it. Now, if you have some limitations, I can understand that. But if you're still well, it doesn't matter what age you are at. Just go and do it. Go enjoy the country. Bob Wise 7. Hope you are well. Just curious, are you home and have you checked your mail? Yes. Thank you. You're going to see it on video coming up because I have all these other videos I have to come ahead. But thank you. Uh, 727. Lewis, where did you buy Timmy's? I buy Timmy's at a Timmy's store. I go, they have a Timmy's over here in New Jersey. They have a few locations. And before that, I had to go to Ohio or Michigan to get it. But it's like a Dunkin' Donuts. And they have a couple of those here. And I go there and I just stock up on Timmy's. Actually, I should have bought more. Next time when I go down to Florida, I'm going to stock up well. I'm going to make sure I have enough Timmy's with me. Dawn View, the Bible says everything plants that produces seed is for men to use. That's true, but not all plants. I mean, we live in a fallen world. Okay, that was said before the fall of man. We live in a fallen world. Okay, so things are not exactly as they were in the beginning. That's why we live in a fallen world. We have decay. We don't live to be 700, 800, 900 years anymore. We live to be 70, 80, 90 years the most. So we live in a fallen world, and we just have to realize that there's certain things we can't do, you know. And I think I'm not saying anything against marijuana. I mean, if I understand that it has medicinal purposes that and benefits that a lot of people say really helps them. And if people, if that's beneficial to them, instead of buying pharmaceutical drugs, then that's fine. The only thing I said is I don't smoke, and I can't opinionate on that because that's not something I do. So. Endoclone, how do you keep mold out of the van? I don't have a mold problem. I think mainly because I have my vents open. I have this one going, and so I don't have mold. If I have everything closed up, then yes, I could have a mold problem. But I don't have my vent closed up. My vent is always, the vents are always open, so I never had a mold problem. You remember, mold occurs when you have heat, humidity, and a closed space, you know. But because I have always ventilation going, I never had that issue. Jude W, do your parents watch your channel? They've seen a few videos. I don't know if they watch on a regular basis, but they've seen a few videos. And in the beginning, my mom kept telling me, Louis, you gotta take your channel down, Louis. The people over here in the town, they all know. And whoa, what a shame, Louis, what a shame, the shame, oh, my shame. Take the channel down. She was embarrassed, you know, she was afraid that people in the little town there where she's living, that they would find out that I'm living in a van and she'll be ashamed. I said, listen, I'm not taking my channel down. I'm not ashamed that I lived in a van. I did it in the beginning because I had to. Now I do it because I want to, and I'm not ashamed of it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. So if people want to pay thousands of dollars to have a nice, comfortable home, fine. I'm not against that. I'm happy with what I have, and I'm not ashamed of it. So I'm not taking it down. So after a while, she stopped saying that. So if they still watch my channel, I don't know. Mainly because maybe they don't have a lot of good service or internet or something, but that's yeah, I'm not taking my channel down for anybody, not even my parents. Sully and Jack will do, thanks. You're very welcome. 727, oh, solar chat. I still need to set that up on my van. 2007 Ford E350. I already purchased everything. Also the Rollingearthship solar panel, and the Goal Zero. Okay, cool. I hope that works for you. King BVC. Louis, can you tell me what a super chat is? The super chat is where you pay, you send the person that you are watching, you send them some money. Like in my case, you would send me $1,000, and then your name will be highlighted for everybody to see, and I'll be able to see it better, and it stays there on top. Even after everybody else's goes by, your name still stays there for a while, and then I can answer your comment better. So $1,000. Yeah, where was I? Larry says I'm a good man. Oh, thank you. I'm not perfect, but I try the best I can. Janice says poison ivy is not a good plant. No, I hate poison ivy. I go near poison ivy and all of a sudden I'm like full of poison ivy and I'm itchy, and it's just bad, especially in the heat. Then you have poison ivy rashes all over the place. Ugh, I hate poison ivy. Where was I? Poison ivy. Yes. Isaac, or like 272 for short. Louis, do you know where or who does that battery conversion to power a second battery with the alternator to power the inside appliances? I have no idea where to take it. Look, without saying more than what I'm saying, if you can wait a couple weeks, then wait a couple weeks and watch my videos. Something on that is going to show up, and then you may be able to pick something that's similar to what's in the videos. So without saying any more on that, if you can't wait, just wait, watch my videos when I do my van, and then you may be able to see something that it's going to help you. So other than that, hush hush mush mush. You're gonna have to wait a couple weeks if you can, and then I'll be able to talk a little bit more about it. For now, okay, so Judy says, I'm okay mentally, but not physically. Took care of an invalid hobby 1,000 miles from my family till he passed. Sorry about that. Lived near his PPL. 1 month later, kids moved me near them. I'm ready for grands. God bless. Okay, well, yeah, that's the problem. If sometimes people are good mentally, but if you have a physical problem, I mean, I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't let. It all depends on what physical problems you have. So you don't have to say anything. Just keep it private. But if some people have, I mean, it depends on what. Again, depends on what physical problem you have. But what I'm trying to say is, I wouldn't let some physical problems keep me from doing certain things that I want to do. Okay, but if it all depends on what physical problems you have, obviously. But I mean, there's a lot of people out there doing what I'm doing, but really out there in BLM land by the Grand Canyon or the Colorado mountains or whatever, and they have disabilities and they're still doing it. So I wouldn't let that be the thing that says you can't do it, but you have to know your limits. So yes, 727. Just keep it hush hush mush mush, and don't let the cat out of the bag or the rabbit out of the hat. And yeah, so that's coming up in a few weeks. I filmed a lot of stuff. I'm still posting the videos that I did with Lidia, and then afterwards will come my van stuff. So it's things like I stated. Oh, this video is 90 almost 100 minutes long, 160. Wow, it's almost going on 2 hours. I am sorry, folks. I'm keeping you here listening to me bubble around, and it's almost been 2 hours. Wow. Okay, I gotta cut this short. I gotta go do some editing, go do some stuff, but wow, it's been almost, what's 100 minutes? 60 is an hour, and then 40 minutes. Yeah, an hour and 40 minutes. Wow. Time just flies by like this when you're doing something interesting, doesn't it? I mean, at least for me it does. I'm here answering questions and stuff, and an hour and 40 minutes just went by like this. Do you get hassled? Bob Flemings asks, do you get hassled by the police when parked for the night? I've been living in my van. It's now 4 years. I should do a 4-year anniversary video. It's been 4 years, just a little more than 4 years, and I've never had one time that the police knocked on my van. Not once. So you have to be discreet. You have to be wise. You cannot be foolish, which goes with being wise, right? You cannot be sticking out like a sore thumb somewhere, and you got to use common sense. And if you put all those together, you shouldn't have any problems. So actually, I lied. I didn't lie on purpose, but in the beginning, I did have a cop approaching me, but it was not at night, it was during the day, and I was sticking out like a sore thumb, kind of in a way. This was after work, it was in the summer. I didn't have my solar yet, so I could park in the shade. I went by a Kmart, and the Kmart had a big parking lot that sloped down towards the road. And in a corner of the parking lot, there were some trees, and I went all the way down there, parked by the trees, opened my doors, and I was just relaxing in there in the heat of the afternoon after work. And I was way away from everybody else that was parked. So towards the evening when I put stuff away and I was closing my doors, and I saw a car come from behind me, and I realized it was a cop car. So I just walked up to him, and he rolled down the window and says, "Oh, just curious why you were here by yourself." And I just told him, it was hot, and I came here and I parked for, just relax for a couple hours. And that was it. He left. So, but at night when I'm sleeping in my van, I never had an issue. Nobody ever knocked on my door. So, and if they did, I didn't hear it. So. Frank V, have you installed a transmission cooler in your van? I didn't install any transmission cooler, but I'm very positive that I do have one, because I have the towing package. And I believe the towing package comes with a transmission cooler. So all I got to do is press a button, and I can, for when I'm towing, I press a button and it changes some of the stuff. But I think I think it came with the van, so I don't think, I never installed it, but yeah, I think it's in the van. I'm pretty sure of that. All right, folks, it's been 102 minutes, going on 103 minutes. Thank you very much for joining me this Memorial Day morning. I wish everybody a good weekend, or the rest of your weekend, and I will see you next time, and enjoy your day, your afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. And of course, if you live on a flat earth, then you are everywhere at the same time, because it's it's flat. So yeah, fortunately I don't live on that planet, so I don't know what it's like. But anyway, just making fun here. Don't forget what? What would you say, Judy? I turned this off. What'd you say? Oh, don't forget to hit like under the video. Oh, thank you very much, Judy. You're very kind. So everybody, folks, have a good morning and good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm going to do the same. I have to get going here. And thank you very much. I have to go, but I'll see you again next time. So now I have to do the awkward thing and hang up, which is really awkward because I have to go with my finger and go like this. So everybody have a good day. And I'm hanging up now. So now is the end. So I got to end it. Sorry.